Hello! Welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be making kombucha. Kombucha is a fermented tea drink. To make it, you can go online and buy a kombucha starter pack or, like on Amazon, or even I've seen people selling scobies, the symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast that you use to make the fermented tea drink on Facebook Marketplace. So yeah, or get it from a friend who's already making kombucha. But all you need is the starter liquid and the SCOBY to get started. And I'm going to take you through what it looks like to re-brew your kombucha. And you can use these same principles when you're first getting started. So, okay, so to start, I have my kombucha that's been sitting for about 2 weeks, just on my countertop. You'll see the liquid and then this floaty guy here, that is the SCOBY, the symbiotic culture of bacteria and yeast that is fermenting the sweet tea base that I'm about to brew. So I store it in a glass jar. This is actually an old pickle jar that I realized it was cheaper in my area to buy a giant jar of pickles from my grocery store and eat it up and then use that. So that's what I did. And then you kind of want a breathable cloth top. So I'm just using like a wash rag kind of thing, a clean one obviously. And then I just have it elastic banded in place. But yeah, so we're going to take it off, and I have 2 of these jars, so I'm going to be doubling my recipe, but it's, so I'm going to take the SCOBY out of the liquid, and put it in a bowl, and I'm going to save some of the liquid for the next batch. So similar to like sourdough starter, you always want to keep some of the old starter. You don't want to use it all up when you are consuming it. So let's do that. Okay, so you'll see this SCOBY is not in very good shape, not intact. Normally it's a perfect little disc, but in the same size jar, took out the SCOBY, put it in the bowl, and this is about the amount of liquid that I've saved. I've seen recipes where it says to save like a couple cups of liquid. I would say I probably save a bit more than that. You can be as precise or imprecise as you want. I don't like using like pH strips and temperature thermometers and all that. I go kind of loosey-goosey and it seems to work out for me. But yeah, this is one of those things where you can completely tailor it to how detail-oriented you'd like to be about it. And you can switch up the kind of tea that you use and how you flavor it. So it's really customizable. So, okay, so we've saved our liquid. What I should have been doing is now we're going to brew our sweet tea. I use Earl Grey. I use bags. You can use loose leaf. That would actually be a lot more sustainable. But I use about 5 bags per that 1 liter glass jar. So I'm just going to put roughly 10 bags. Sometimes I do 8 in 2 cups of water with 2 cups of sugar. I'm using organic cane sugar, but you can use literally regular white granulated sugar. And yeah, we're just going to heat it up on the stove so that the sugar dissolves and the tea brews. And then we'll take the tea bags out and then we'll pour it into our jars. So in the meantime, I'm going to bottle my kombucha that has been brewing. So for bottling purposes, I like to look in thrift stores for old kind of glass beer bottles, or even just like glass bottles like this, with a nice durable closure, so it's airtight. You can actually also just literally buy this beer bottle if you're in Canada. I'm not sure what the access is in other areas, but this is Gush beer. You can buy it at the LCBO in Canada, And then obviously when you drink it up, save the bottle and you can use it for your kombucha. I've also had friends who buy kombucha, save bottles like this that are glass, because again, they're more durable, that I can then reuse for my own bottling purposes. So I'm just going to grab my funnel and pour all the kombucha into here. Okay, so my tea has brewed. I obviously took out the tea bags, and now I've poured the sweet tea base in my jar. What I didn't say before was I don't think what kind of tea I use. So I use Earl Grey tea. Sometimes when you're going online for recommendations, I've seen Google say not to use Earl Grey, but that's what I've always used and it's worked for me. But generally you'll see the advice is to use a black tea or a green tea base that's not flavored with anything, because that can, like those sort of artificial additives can affect how the SCOBY grows and stays healthy. So yeah, I've added the sweet tea base. My old kombucha brew has been bottled and is ready to go, and you can keep it in the fridge or leave it at room temp. If you wanted to flavor it, you could add things like lemon or ginger, or even like berries, and then just like obviously reseal it. I just like to leave it as is. So now I'm going to fill up about 2/3 of the jar full with lukewarm water. So I don't want the water to be too hot because that could kill the SCOBY, and I also don't want it to be too cold, because then there's kind of like, just like with yeast, it needs a little bit of warmth to activate and to work. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to pour in the liquid from the last batch that we've saved. Let's go do that. So this is my jar about 2/3 filled up, and now I'm going to add the leftover liquid and SCOBY. What I didn't show you before is what the SCOBY actually looks like up close. So this is it. It's this slimy little disc. If you see mold form where it's like going like a gray, green, or whatever, that's probably a bad sign and you want to chuck it and start over. You'll see that your SCOBY grows and thickens and grows layers. Once you have a thick enough layer, you can actually peel the SCOBY apart and separate it out. So you have 2 SCOBYs, and that's how you can multiply your brew. And that's it. I've poured the liquid and the SCOBY back into the jar. You can see it sitting here. And now I'm going to just put my cloth back on, elastic band it, and put it on the counter for about 2 weeks. The longer you let your kombucha sit, the more acidic and vinegary it's going to taste. And obviously, the less time you allow it to brew, the sweeter and also less carbonated it will be. I find my sweet spot is around 12 days, but that can change based on the temperature and humidity of your house. So just play around with it. You can always pop off the top, take a little spoonful and taste it to see where your brew is at and if you want it to sit longer or not. And that's it. Hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough of kombucha brewing. It's, super fun, kind of low cost way to get some gut healthy fermented drink into your body. There's lots of research online about the health benefits of kombucha, whether it's the antioxidants or obviously the healthy gut bacteria, and how that helps support so many things like our mood stabilization, energy, hormone balance, like lots of different things. So check it out. If you haven't tried it, I encourage you to go out in the store and just give it a taste and see maybe if there's something you'd like to be able to make yourself. And pretty low cost, because all you're really working with is water, sugar, and tea. And there you go. Okay, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, folks, and see you in the next one. Bye.